Alright, so I'm gonna fill y'all in on the post-show event. We already took this before, me and Javier, so I'm doing another retake because the audio was messed up. So I'm doing another retake. So I'm gonna film. So we're doing another retake on the video. Javier did it with me before, but I'm just doing it on my own because the last video audio was messed up. So I'm going to take you guys through the process of the show and then what I'm going to do post-show up until like me like training and stuff. So as you know, the event was last weekend. The video is actually going up today, but the event was last weekend and it was Friday through Saturday. So Friday, I ended up booking my hotel at the Woodlands in Houston, and I got to the show. It was at the Marriott convention at the Waterway. So, but beforehand, I had to get my NPC card. I had to register for open bodybuilding because that's the event I was doing, and the NPC card is like 135, and then the event itself it's like $110. So Friday was check-in. I go there and I see a couple of people. They're in a line, they're checking in. Then there's this guy that comes up to me, kind of short guy, walks up to me and goes, "Hey, you doing open bodybuilding?" I say, "Yes, sir." He was like, "Man, you look really good." He was like, "You're gonna crush it. Good luck." And so I went over to the table where they were registering, and two of the guys that were at the table, they were talking amongst each other, and they were like, "Yo, that's Leland Brada." And I was just like, "What?" Like, it threw me back because I only seen him like, I seen pictures on him like on Instagram and stuff when he was young, but it took me back. And then I looked at him and then I said, "Yo, I gotta grab a picture." So I dropped everything really just to go grab a picture with him. And he was like, "Yeah, that's cool." He was a really dope guy, very friendly, made you feel comfortable. And then I proceeded with the checkout. So I had to get my weight and get my height. So they made me actually strip down to my underwear to get my my weight. I had on sweats, I had on like a t-shirt, and they just made me like strip to my underwear so they can get the accurate weight. And then from then, they the next table they give you goodie bags and electrolytes, and then they ask what size t-shirt. And I have the t-shirt over there somewhere, but it's cool because all that stuff is free. Then after you get checked in, I went up to the third floor and I had to get spray tan. Now the spray tan is like a whole process. So you have to go up there, get checked in, and you have an appointment. And so it's a few guys that's getting spray tan, and the women's section was on the other side. So we go in and they were like, "Yeah, you gotta get naked." So I was like, "All right, of course, like, you gotta get naked to get spray tan." But not only that, it's like women are spray tanning you. It's like not men. It's like a team full of like professional women spray tanning you, and then you're naked. So it just took us back. Like, we were like, whoa. Like, especially like first timers, like people that's been doing it, like people that's been competing. It was just like, okay, this is nothing new. But for like me and other people, we was just like, yo, like for real. And they're like, yeah, like, just they hand us like a little plastic bag to put over like our private part or whatever. And then as the tanning goes on, the tanning is like freezing cold, and they have all these fans going, and so you have to stand in front of the fan to like dry off. And so a couple of the guys was there. I met another real cool guy, by Mark. Mark was a cool guy. If you're watching this, bro, like, I appreciate you like coming up to me and introducing yourself, and then like us becoming friends. So once that was over, I had to go back to the hotel. My coach had called me. He was like, "Yeah, grab like a whole bunch of snacks, grab Gatorade, grab candy, grab Rice Krispie treats. And when he was saying all of this, I was like, man, this guy's really trying to sabotage, like, like we come this far to like sabotage. But he helped me understand like the process behind getting all these sweets and these carbs and stuff. And then I was starving, so then he actually was like, what are you gonna eat? And I had brought like a container full of eggs, and he was just like, yeah. He was like, why don't you just go grab a pizza? And I was like, really? And I was confused about the whole, like, this is my first time competing. So I was kind of confused about the whole process of like eating the night before. He was like, yeah, grab a pizza. He was like, but try to get like cheese if you can, and not like a whole bunch of meat. You don't want like a whole bunch of protein to like sit in your stomach. And so I did that. By the time I get to the hotel, it's like 10:30 at night, and my check-in at the hotel was like at 3. So I got there around 3:45, and so I'm exhausted, I'm tired, and he's just like, he called me, make sure everything was good, make sure I was all right, and then he was going to be up there around 5 o'clock. So I set my alarm to 4:45 a.m. because I had to get up and get tanned again. And I slept with like my hoodie and sweats on because I didn't want the tan to get on the cover of the hotel. I woke up in the morning, and I felt good. I felt relaxed. I felt calm. And my appointment for tanning was at 5:30. So I went back to the hotel, got tanned. Once again, doing the same process. It was freezing too. So did that. Like when I was up there, they wouldn't even set, they wouldn't ready. It was like 5 o'clock, and I was just like, dang, did they move, or I'm at the right spot? So after that was over, I met my coach at IHOP, and I got 3 sacks of pancakes. I got hash browns and 4 eggs. So he was like, yeah, eat that, no water, like no liquid or anything like that. And so we ate that. We hurried up and ate that, and then we went back to the hotel to get registered. Well, I say registered, but check in for the event. And I get there, and I'm getting all my stuff situated. We go back to the stage, and he's warming me up, and it's like guys is already there warming up in my event. But not only that, it was just a lot of people there just for their event. And so it was a cool process, man, in the beginning. Like it totally caught me off guard. It's almost like a track meet. And so hey, stop. So yeah, we was all getting prepared, everybody was warming up, and then before you hit the stage you have to get like oiled up from the ladies that tanned you. And so then you have to first do your mandatory poses. So everybody go through their mandatory poses. And then once that's over, then they bring you out with your class. So I was in heavyweight, and there's lightweight, light, middleweight, light heavyweight, and then it goes middleweight, middle heavyweight, and then heavyweight, and then super heavyweight. And I don't think nobody was in super heavyweight, so it just stopped at heavyweight. So it was quite a few people. I don't know the exact number, but it was a lot of people there for the pre-show. And so go through that, go through with the group, mandatory poses, and then it was cool because like the posing wasn't hard like on stage, but it was definitely hard when I practiced it with my coach and off to myself. And I'm pretty sure the other competitors can vouch, like posing on stage was a lot of fun. It was like you waited for this moment, so it was a lot easier. Once that was over, me and my coach left, and I was exhausted at that point. I was hungry and I was tired. So he was like, how about we just go grab a burger? And I looked at him, I was like, a burger? He was like, yeah, let's go to Hop Dotties and get like a burger and some fries. He said, because what that does is like, it's carbs and then you got the vegetable inside the burger. And the sodium actually helps with like cramping and stuff like that. And like pre-show, right after I got done with my mandatory poses, I was cramping. And he was like, just chug half a Gatorade, you'll be fine. So I did that and went back on stage with the group mandatory posing, and everything worked out fine. From then, we went back to the hotel, and he didn't want to drive all the way back because the Woodlands, he stayed in Katy, so the Woodlands from Katy was like an hour and like 15 minutes away. So he was just like, nah, it's not worth me going all the way back. So I was like, yeah, no, I had a couch in my room, so he was just crashed out on the couch, and I went into my room and laid down. And the show didn't start until 6. We got done around 10:30, and we went to go eat around 11:30. And we got back to the hotel around 1. So it gave me enough time to like take a nap. And so he was like, once you wake up, you're gonna look totally different in a good way. I went to go take a nap, then woke up and just look at myself in the mirror. And I woke up around 4:30, and man, I looked just so crazy, like I'm morphed into something like I've never seen before. And I looked way better than what I did this morning. And that morning pre-show, I thought I looked really well. So then, and don't get me wrong, everybody at the show was competition, everybody looked well. So it was a matter of just kind of like finishing strong. So we go back to the back of the stage, and we ended up warming up again, and I had to get oiled again. The whole process again from this morning. But it was funny because I felt so good. I didn't cramp. I was just more relaxed. And I would say I was a little nervous in the morning time than I was. Well, I take that back. I was nervous stepping on stage doing my mandatory poses, but after I got done with that, it was just like smooth sailing. It was just like, I went up there and just had fun, you know? It was like, what I have to worry about, it was fun. So then we did the same thing, but this time you had a routine with a song. So everybody had a song they had to pose to, but the people was just like, hey, we can't get nobody's song to work, so you're just gonna have a generic song to use. And I was kind of disappointed because my song was like Icon by Jaden, which was a good song, but it was messed up because Classic had all their songs put together and it was working well for them. But then when it got to bodybuilding, it was just like, oh yeah, we don't have y'all's ready. So it's all right, adversity, we had to rock with it. So everybody did their posing. And then once the routine happened, they called everybody back on, and they did the award ceremony. So they called out like 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, and I ended up getting my 1st place, which I'll show here in a little bit. So this is the trophy. The trophy is actually pretty big. And then they give you a medal as well. So it was pretty dope. And a lot of people ask me like, have I drunk out of my trophy yet? No, not to be exact. I will when I get my pro card trophy, but it was a great experience. So prior to that, my coach was really happy that I took 1st, and then once I got done with that, they called everybody that won their class, like lightweight all the way up into heavyweight, back on stage so we can compete against each other for the final pose. And so I started off in the middle, and then of course they moved like a couple of people around me, and then they moved me towards the last minute. But the guy simply, I give him his props. He was simply like better than me. I won't make any excuses about like why I didn't win overall. You know, it was my first show. I didn't have a true off season, and I truly only started bodybuilding the end of January. So I had a lot of learning to do. It was just more learning. And then this guy, he's been doing it for like years, you know, but that's no excuse. Like I said, I'm gonna just get back into the weight room and just go harder. So post show, my coach, we all had fun. We took pictures, we celebrated, things like that. So the main question is like, what's the next step? So I'm eligible right now for my pro card for national show. Will I do nationals this year? No. I want to get bigger, and I definitely want to get like my posing down to like the peak. So like my posing isn't bad, but like I want to perfect everything. So I definitely want to grow my legs more. Definitely want to grow my triceps and bigger lats. So that's the main points of the off season. So I will compete next year, pretty much around the same time. But I'm gonna do a warm up show first, and then I'll do a national show. And most likely my national show would be in Dallas. So if you guys are certain like Houston and Dallas area, I definitely let you know and keep you updated on the dates. But for the most part, it's fun. It's addicting. Like win or lose, like it shows you like how hard you can work and how far you've come. So you see a lot of people share the same passion, and, you know, and it's like art, man. It's just like everybody's building their body, everybody's like sculpting their body, so everybody looks different. And so what you may bring is like how hard you've been training in off season or how hard you've been training for like 12 weeks. So whatever you've been doing, it basically shows the day of the show. Like if you've been eating bad, if you've been eating well, if you've been training hard, or you've been like cutting days back. So it's like definitely shows on show day. I'm talking about down for men and women. So that's the fun part, man. It's just like you get to show people like your hard work, and like people don't see you like put in the work in the gym. Maybe they see you there, but they don't actually see how hard you train, especially when you cooking food. Like you may get exposure to the gym, like, oh, I see this guy, he work hard at the gym, but is he putting in work, or is she putting in work for the kitchen? You know, it's the same thing. It's a balance. So for the most part, I enjoy this journey. I have a long journey, but definitely gonna climb to the top. The goal is definitely Mr. Olympia and the Arnold in the future, but I'm just taking baby steps at a time. It's just kind of like smashing out my goals one at a time. So, like I said, I really appreciate you guys for your support. We have a long journey, a great journey, a fun journey. I will take you upon my journey of like working out. Me and Javier have so much planned for you guys. Like we're gonna do grocery hauls, we're gonna do supplements, we're gonna do so much like that you guys will be asking and looking for. So we just got the content coming. It's just a matter of time. So bear with us, and we have a lot more to come.